The second is it delivered in the Antarctic bunker during a Category 5 blizzard by Texas. Like a Category 5 blizzard. There that goes. Awesome. Awesome. So the link to the video will be in the description below. Go and check them out. So let's into this vaccine in 3, 2, 1.
The wind reached 178 miles per hour before the satellite feed failed. Not the
Uh-oh.
gradual loss of signal that technicians expect in polar storms.
Yeah.
The abrupt kind. The kind where every monitor inside Halley's 6 research station froze at once, and the only remaining sound
Really?
was the roar of a Category 5 Antarctic blizzard trying to erase the
Category 5
structure
blizzard.
from the ice shelf.
Then it goes.
Station Delta, confirmed status, came the last transmission from McMurdo before the line dissolved into static. Elias Morgan pressed the headset tighter against his ear, though he already knew it was useless. Halley's 6 secure. Systems holding, he had replied. Then nothing. For 11 days, the storm would isolate him completely. And by day 3, the storm would become the least extraordinary thing happening inside that bunker.
Really?
Dr. Elias Morgan had built his life around predicting weather. 41 years old, Welsh by birth, trained at the University of Reading, he had chased cyclones in the Indian Ocean and tracked hurricanes across the Atlantic. Antarctica was his final frontier, the cleanest laboratory for atmospheric extremes. The Halley 6 research station, operated by the British Antarctic Survey, sat on the Brunt ice shelf like a line of blue modules balanced on hydraulic legs above endless white. In winter, the population dropped to skeleton crew. This season, mechanical issues had forced early evacuations. Elias volunteered to remain behind to monitor a developing polar vortex event, the largest pressure drop recorded in that region in 30 years.
Wow.
He had not anticipated monitoring anything else. The nausea began on day 1 of the storm. He blamed altitude and stress. The station creaked under wind impact, metal joints shrieking like distant animals. Sleep became shallow and fractured. By day 2, the abdominal pain sharpened into something rhythmic. Elias cataloged symptoms clinically. He was a scientist. Stress response, digestive upset, isolation hallucinations, perhaps. The human brain was not designed for total whiteout and perpetual night. By day 3, the contractions were unmistakable. He stared at the medical locker in disbelief, then at his own reflection in the stainless steel surface of the lab bench. He had learned, only months before deployment, that he carried a rare intersex variation discovered during a routine cardiovascular screening. Internal ovarian tissue. Functional. Previously undetected. The diagnosis had been explained as medically fascinating but practically irrelevant. No one had suggested it could alter the trajectory of a polar research mission. Conception had occurred 6 weeks before departure during a quiet weekend in Cardiff with Anna Kovacs, a glaciologist he had loved in the careful way 2 scientists love, through shared fieldwork, mutual respect, and long discussions about data over cheap wine. They had assumed distance would define them. Antarctica always does. Neither of them had known. The storm intensified outside. Wind slammed snow against reinforced walls and horizontal sheets. Temperatures dropped to minus 50 Celsius. Evacuation was impossible. Aircraft could not fly. Ground teams could not move. Satellite contact remained dead. Elias activated the station's emergency medical protocol and recorded a log entry with shaking hands. Subject, self. Estimated gestational age, 35 weeks. Active labor suspected. The absurdity of narrating his own delivery in a meteorological bunker was not lost on him. By nightfall, though an Antarctic winter night is constant, the pain became undeniable. He converted the galley into a sterile space using field medical supplies intended for frostbite and fractures. He reviewed obstetric guidelines from the station's digital archive, memorizing procedures between contraction waves. Outside, the storm howled at a sustained 190 miles per hour. Inside, something older than wind was unfolding. There is a moment when expertise yields to instinct. Elias had spent decades reading pressure systems and cloud signatures. Now he listened to his body with the same focus. Contractions every 5 minutes. Breathing steady. Heart rate elevated but controlled. He spoke aloud to keep himself anchored. You are not the first human to give birth in isolation.
Yep, that's a big one.
he said to the empty module. Polar explorers did not have central heating. The generator lights flickered once. Held. At 3:12 station time, the station shuddered under a gust that registered as the strongest yet. Elias gripped the metal counter, sweat cooling instantly in the dry air. He felt the undeniable shift, the body's final commitment. He performed operation all alone. It was painful, but the cry that followed cut through the
Oh,
bunker with startling clarity. Hi. Immediate. Alive. For a moment, Elias simply stared. Then he laughed, a sound half hysteria, half awe, as he lifted the child against his chest. A girl, small but vigorous, skin warm against his thermal layers. Her heartbeat rapid and fierce, as if challenging the storm itself. Outside, Antarctica continued its assault without noticing. He wrapped her in emergency blankets and secured them both near the station's core heat source. He monitored her breathing with the same meticulous attention he once gave wind speeds. When communication restored on day 11, the storm had finally exhausted itself. Skies cleared into brittle blue.
good blue.
Rescue coordination resumed in urgency. Halley 6, report status, came the cautious voice through newly reconnected satellite.
Yes.
Elias adjusted the microphone, glancing down at the tiny face sleeping against him. Station intact, he said evenly. One additional occupant. Silence. Repeat. I delivered a healthy female infant during system blackout. Both stable. The pause that followed carried across 8,000 miles of frozen emptiness. Copy that,
Amazing.
McMurdo finally responded. Stand by. Extraction arrived 48 hours later under clear skies, so bright they seemed unreal after prolonged darkness. Anna was waiting at
Follow.
Rothera Research
Oh,
Station,
yes.
having flown south the moment communication returned. When Elias stepped off the transport, Anna did not speak at first. She simply touched his face, then the child's, confirming solidity. You tracked the biggest storm in Antarctic history, she said quietly. Elias looked back at the endless white horizon. It
Yes.
wasn't the biggest thing that happened, he replied. They named her Aurora. She is 18
Oh,
months old
wow.
now. She
Wow.
sleeps through thunderstorms at home in Wales. Loud
Really?
wind does not startle her. Elias keeps a framed printout of the storm's satellite image on his office wall, a perfect spiral over the Antarctic continent. One day he will show Aurora that image. He will tell her that before she had language, before she had memory, she entered the world in a bunker at the bottom of the planet while a Category 5 blizzard tried to rewrite the ice. He will
Literally.
tell her that storms, no matter how violent, are temporary systems.
Yes.
She was not. Some people dedicate their lives to studying extreme weather.
To
Aurora
us.
arrived in the middle of one and became the calm at its center.
Yes. Wow. So as you deliver in an object bunker during a category 5 blizzard by Decatos. The link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like. And comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new. And click the bell so you can be notified when below and when the post and go live in my 5. Wow.